Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm changing it up a bit. It's not Minecraft anymore, now it's Red Dragon. I finally got good enough at this game that I feel like I can finally offer some commentary on games. I'm by no means a professional, but I thought I would go over replays and commentate on them. And just give my opinion and look over them. Maybe help out some people who are newer to the game. I do have quite a few friends right now who are new to the game, and this might be a good way for them to learn. So this is an interesting game to watch. I'm going to start doing these as a commentary over ranked videos, and just kind of go over my journey in that, because as you can see, I'm just a private right now in ranked. So we'll go over that. But this is a good game to go over, because my friend Play-Doh here had a horrible ping this game, and it really showed. He's usually an excellent player, but he just got shreked because of the lag. He likes to say that his internet is already on the wings of royal carrier pigeons, and it's half as fast as it usually was, so just running TeamSpeak was a challenge for him. But yeah, so you can see he was going to go over here to Hotel, I was going to push it to Echo, and I was going to also hold Charlie and Golf, which usually isn't too difficult. This game, I will say, this guy must have been pretty new, because he put an awful lot of forces here in Alpha and Delta, as if he continually thought that we were going to push over in Great Forest, when he really should have been focusing over here, and he could have rolled us. But I don't want to give anything away. Alright, so now we're going out, just going over starting units a bit. I had my BRDM-3 over here just for a little recon, some Afghanskis for helicopter shenanigans. And then, well, actually, let me slow down speed here a little bit, and maybe even pause. I had a CV over here to get an initial points lead, if possible. And I was pushing up with some mani pads, a light tank, light in terms of, I guess it's more of a medium tank, not a light tank, but that's a great Soviet tank, by the way, and some recon. So that'll deal with, you know, any kind of light pushover. The tank will kill things on the bridge, the AA will kill a helicopter, and it'll have some spotting. And I had the same thing going over here. Over into Echo, I had a Spetsnaz GRU and this Mi-24D. I guess I can play now. Most of Play-Doh's units are here. I'm not going to focus too much on them. I had a T-90S, a Tunguska, and I think I had some AA somewhere in here. Something that wasn't super expensive. Maybe not. Yeah, this guy bought a Tornado IDS. What he did was actually a pretty decent opening with this Tiger. If you switch over to their point of view, they can see everything we're throwing in there, and if his bombs had actually hit something, he could have killed almost the entirety of Play-Doh's forces, which are pushing up over here. And again, you can see that his lag was about a 3 to 5 second lag, so he would just see his units explode, and he wouldn't see the ATGM rockets killing them. He would just be like, oh, well, my entire army's dead now, and I don't know why. So that's, you know, if anyone has played with that kind of lag before, you know it's not fun at all. I had some success getting my Spetsnaz GRU over here with my Mi-24D. Speed it up a little bit so the game goes a little faster. 43 minutes is a bit long. They had some Legion 90s, which are a great place right here. The ATGM rockets can do work. And his Moderna just went down. So yeah, Play-Doh loses a lot of units because of lag, which is unfortunate. But it happens, you know. My Mi-24D did work over here. You can see it's out of ammo in everything but its autocannon. And I didn't exactly want to get it within range of that, but I pushed it up anyway just to figure, you know, I wanted to support my BDB in those BMP ones. And so at this point, I have a huge dilemma. Should I keep pushing an Echo, which I have control over well over half. This side here across the bridge is mine, and I have influence on this side. And with a few well-placed bombers, I could take out all this shit right here, and it wouldn't be terribly difficult. But Play-Doh got annihilated because of his lag. So I thought it was probably more important to defend this region, because they could otherwise just push right through here and cut off all my reinforcements. And you can see my defense flares coming out there. A little bit of panic, maybe. Again, you can see this guy. So much units, so much wasted points over here that he doesn't try to push with. It's just kind of there. And at the moment, we are at a +2 because we capped pretty early. This guy also didn't try anything with the helicopter, which would have died. And ironically, I could have done something over here. Probably no problem. I could probably get past that guy and maybe find them. Yeah, so over here, I stopped and sent some VDB across because I figured with the amount of units they had over there, and they finally killed my VDB in a little building there, Look how much ammo the BRDM-3 is used, by the way. Just, my god. It's kind of disgusting. This guy lives through almost the entire game. I don't know if I said that already. Balsam Jaegers pushing across here. But yeah, I didn't want them to like pack their guys into troop transports and come right across the bridge and be literally nothing there. Because that would be horrible. So we're mostly fighting just one guy over here, to be honest with you. The other guy occasionally sends in something. But the Tornado IDSs were becoming such a huge pain. I actually had several. Oh, they pinged. They knew where the CV was somehow. It's interesting. Guess, probably. So I bought multiple Tunguska M's because I was getting very tired of all the constant aircraft. I should have bought a PU, an expensive anti-aircraft fighter, much sooner. I eventually do buy one because I get sick enough of the IDS. And here's a push over here. I put a 4-stack of Motor Strauki because I didn't give a fuck. Motor Strauki are so cheap. I don't usually take the time to micro them, but it would have been much more effective if I had them in stacks of 2. I just didn't care very much. But I managed to take over here. They didn't have much over there at all. But they had bombers, and dear lord, they're on point. Again, over here, they could have pushed into these buildings here and prevented me from constantly pushing across the bridge. Because this entire game, I keep pushing across the bridge and landing troops right about here, and they don't take any fire. It's only once they get to around here, or up here, they start to take significant fire. I did waste my T90S for most of the game. I could have pushed it up here and had even more fire support. But, again, I was scared at this point that they would just come across the bridge, and they never did. Of course, now that I said that, they did actually hit it on their road to here. Usually on 90s. Quite good. This BRDM-3 will run out of ammo at some point. Like, dear lord. Such a good unit. Ah! I should name this video a circle jerk to the BRDM-3. So yeah, they managed to take back over here. It's not a terribly big surprise. These guys bought a shit ton of artillery by the end of the game. Let's see how much they had at the moment. Just 2 pieces now. I think they'll have 6 to 8 by the end of the game, and it was a lot. I was using a bad deck for this map, just by the way. I have a 1v1 deck that I was using, and I definitely shouldn't have been. Tunguska dead. Yeah, he sniped Tunguska with an ATGM plane, I think. But the Spetsnaz grew. If I had kept the guns off, it would have been our entire game. I was getting great spots here. If you look at my map, I can see all that. And I know there's guys in there. They pop up whenever they start shooting. But yeah, I came across with a significant amount of forces now. My bad was probably not adding in enough support vehicles, because then we probably could have pushed here. And of course the IDS comes in and just shreks all that VDV. Ugh. That's just disgusting to see. Let me know if ×2 speed is too quick, because a lot of things are just kind of flying by. Yeah, they spotted my Spetsnaz groove here. I think I killed a helicopter that flew right over him. Yep, 2 shots from the sniper rifle. Any unit with a sniper rifle can kill helicopters pretty decently. It's kind of disgusting. See, I thought that bomber was coming up over here from the Strauki, but it killed my group. It's probably a better choice. I didn't know they were spotted. So I finally moved up my T90S so I can at least get crossfire up here if he's going to push. Because I thoroughly expected them to push from this direction and this direction into Echo. I never did. Plato does a bombing run. This is a pretty good one. I think he kills all these Jaegers. They did try to micro it out of the way. Oh, they killed nothing. Interesting. That was an excellent micro. Very well done. Props to that guy. You saw it coming with enough time to do that. Well done. He starts to get units along here. Something I could have done better is defending this area. Because if they had come across here with helicopters, and helicopters with infantry or something, I wouldn't have had much. And eventually in the game, yeah, a while before this, I realized that and just plopped some Afghanskis down there. Plato finally bought a piece of artillery. And I'll have some by the end of the game. I was getting so frustrated with these guys. Especially once they have 6 to 8 pieces of it. It got to be a bit much. Something that's kind of strange in the game is when your CV is stunned, you lose control of the region just for a second, and that always gives away its position. CS Levy, it does happen. Over here, again, pretty static, but Jesus Christ, look at the amount of forces this guy has. Right here is a 90-point tank. And then all the other shit that's here, like, oh my god. It's kind of disgusting, really. It's just a waste of units. And yet, over here is still completely undefended, really. He has enough recon to spot anything that comes across, but I mean, if I had enough helicopters, the recon wouldn't matter. Okay, so now you can see he's bringing in a lot of shit. 3 mortars. They have 3 pieces of artillery right there. You can see why we're about to get quite upset. Brought up some helicopters for support here. Worked out pretty well. They didn't have a whole lot of AA, which is interesting. If you look in the area, they had IHawk over here. And that's about it. It's probably because we weren't bombing very much. I did some bombs throughout the game, but I think we're going too fast that I just didn't notice them. Or I haven't done it yet. We'll see. Kind of a disgusting amount of artillery there. They could have invested that point in some more units over here and just flooded across here and taken the entire region instead of sniping. Heavy artillery used to be much more meta. It's not so much now. And again, if I wasn't using my 1v1 deck, I would have had a Smirch in my deck and ruined their day pretty quickly. I probably could have killed all 3 of these in a Smirch strike. But I was being dumb. And here, I come out in force with the PU finally, B5 and a Su-24M. I'm not sure what I'm hitting with the B5. Nothing, apparently. I think I assumed there were things there. They had a good amount of crossfire here with some 65-point tanks. Those are decent tanks, by the way, really good French tanks. Very accurate. So I was pushing up the Spetsnaz motor Strauchy and I think some VDV. Maybe not. Yeah, we do manage to forcibly take these back, but, you know, holy shit, look at all those. Of course, the bomber comes in again, and ouch. That fire support. Look at all the mortars and rockets coming in. You can tell we're starting to get sick of these. What will we do about them? Anything? Will we just outright lose? Because look at all the units we have. Like, after this assault, there's not going to be anything left to defend. For real. This motor Schutzen might get into place. We'll have a tank or 2 or 3. Some VDV over there, and that's pretty much it. Again, I have some motor Strauchy over here that managed to get into that building, which is remote enough for the Jaegers not to spot them through this building and the trees there. Kind of funny. They're just in that little house over there. Another bombing run. Hooray. 2 stack of ATGMs. Not a bad call here at all. If you can get eyes on everything, and they have those excellent recon unit over there. They can spot tons of stuff. Just switch their perspective real quick. Yeah, that. Gonna run out of missiles before they run out of targets, that's for sure. So this entire time, they've been at +1 for quite some time. They're building a pretty decent points lead. We had one in the beginning with the +2 because we controlled our zones much quicker. But we're only neutralizing this one. We can't manage to get a CV anywhere in this zone. Although if we attack from this angle, we might have better success. I'm noting now. There's my Su-24M. Yeah. Shrek to Scrod there with it. Su-24M, great bomber. It's a great bomber. Ugh, these mortars. I don't think they ever moved these. We really should have countered these much quicker. With the arty. I have not brought in my own artillery yet. Eventually. Look at that. Constant. Always on. Definitely softening up the targets. Yeah, now we're pinging the artillery pieces because we're getting a little angry at this point. Counter barraging here, but we're only doing it with 1 piece of artillery, so. These guys are actually out of our shells. They've drained their fob. That's how much they've been firing. And 2 supply trucks. Amazing. Now I'm coming in with a piece of my own. Blader's getting a second. And again, they have a continuous +1 lead, and their push over here is going pretty well with all the Jaegers and elite FSKs. Work quite good. I'm gonna run into the... Can I even say this unit right? Do I even want to attempt? Probably not. don't want to embarrass anyone. But I have VDV. Plato has a good amount of units. Tank support there. Bunch of AA. It should be manageable. PU went down there, but it shot down a Gripen, although I didn't manage to see it. I just remember. But yep, they got bombed into submission there. Still a good amount of units. It's definitely disconcerting. No, I have 2 pieces of artillery. Trying to kill theirs. Guys are spending a lot of points on artillery, that's for sure. But it's been working out pretty okay for them. But look at the lack of anything over and around this side. There's not even recon. Same for us, mostly, except I have a BRDM-3 here, and some Afghanskis over here if they did manage to get across with something. And again, over here I have Afghanskis as well. That's why I really like those cheap units. It's just a good... It's almost a tripwire force, but it can also kill helicopters with relative ease, if it's only a couple. Oof. Did you see that? A missile hit 2 helicopters, and because they were double stacked, it killed both of them with the explosion. That's why you don't double stack your helicopters. You pretty much don't double stack anything in this game except infantry and sometimes cheap pieces of AA. I've seen people double stack super heavy tanks, and it makes me cry a little bit on the inside. I assumed this was here. This is the typical spot, so negative points for them for putting it in an obvious spot. There's CV over here. They actually not have one. Oh, I think I killed it with artillery. Yeah, I probably did, because they had this one before, I think. Now they're getting sick of our artillery. It is great. I love games like that. Bringing across a K-52, because, you know, why not? Now they're bringing up a lot of AA. Because I was starting to use bombers. Plato as well. Now I'm artillerying over here, because I just assumed it was over here. I don't think I spotted it. Killed a Roland there. That's nice. I assumed it was here. I guess I assumed it was more here than over there. I should have bombed right there. But, they ended up moving it. And here come a K-52 and an Mi-24P to wreck everything over here. Because there is pretty much no AA in the area. That Roland went down. Yeah, I think there's literally no... The Chow is out. Got a Celtic over here. Other than that, now he's bringing some in. He's probably a little upset. My K-52 already ran out of some missiles. Lucky that Mi-24P still has its rocket pods. Those guys are heroes to the glorious revolution. And of course, they're still artillerying away over here. But, my helicopters are feeling around the back lines and noticing there is absolutely nothing over here. The glorious thing about the Ka-52, of course, is that it's a really expensive helicopter that can self-spot and fire its missiles. And it's accompanied by an Mi-24P with that 2800 range is fantastic. Well, it's out of those missiles. It just has rocket pods right now. But I think his Celtic has landed. Yeah. So it's not going to deal with them. Oh, look. I've found some of their artillery. Let's just look at this from my perspective for a minute here. Oh, look. I'm spotting tons of stuff. Even a Celtic over there, weirdly. I'm going to manage to kill their cheeky artillery pieces now. Fantastic. Just what I've always wanted. Supply helicopters over here for some reason. And I'm in their base right now, and there is no AA. And I found their CV. I just knocked it out, and that guy instantly surrendered. I tried to bomb the CV there, which is kind of dumb. Kind of threw that plane away, but we were pretty negative. If you look at the score right now. Finally found their artillery. Had Plato barrage it so I could keep looking for their CV, and I figured that one was it. Now I've killed 2 of their CVs. They should be bringing something in from over here in response. The first thing they bring in is the CV. If that ran face first into either of the helicopters, it would die. But here come 3 Grippins. And they all miss. I flew over here, but dear lord, I didn't expect that many units to be over there. I should have redirected that one back a bit. And that's pretty much what won us the game. Right there. The game's won. I won those 2 regions. By killing the CV, because they had nothing over here. They have 3 Grippins now, which are pretty expensive. 150 point aircraft. And this is despite them winning in Hotel. Their scary push into Echo. It didn't really matter at this point. Because we were neutralizing this. They didn't have a CV here yet. They have one there. But we're at +3. And they really need to recap these ones as soon as possible. They lost so many CVs at once. They had to replace. And that's, you know, at least 100 points per. If they come in a helicopter, it's more likely 130 points. And now we're in the lead again. All of this because of the lack of AA. And lack of recon, too. Although there was a piece of recon right here, to be fair, and we just killed it. But that Celtic, they could have responded with that, and never did. They could have gotten a cheeky kill, probably. They might have even been able to save Juliet with it. They didn't spawn any AA in Juliet, which is interesting. It was almost like they didn't notice them. Which is possible. You can see we have a bunch of artillery of our own by now. Solid 4 pieces. Have another KA-52 coming up here. Spot and help my troops out. I've been trying to push into this region the entire game, and they really have not much here anymore. But I was running out of infantry at this point because I had to reinforce over here and over here as well. Yeah, they're at +1 now, but they don't have enough time to get it back. We will pull out a win in this game, although just barely. A +1 lead. I was actually kind of surprised it wasn't a draw. I'm not sure exactly what the criteria are for a draw, but it's extremely close. We just sent a suicide push across, which honestly isn't a bad idea, but at this late in the game, like, we had a good amount of stuff. My initial defending force was more than enough to at least hold them off long enough for the game to end. And there we go. Managed to have a positive KD there. Plato did pretty well too, considering he had ridiculous amounts of lag. And I wish I could show the kill screen, because I had some pretty good units. They killed a lot. And some that weren't so good. But overall, hope you enjoyed.